That's really all I got for Chet. I mean, the ref thing is always going to be a problem. People complain about it every season. I mean, it's a problem at the college level. It's a problem at the NBA level. You got to remember that they're human. I mean, I don't watch baseball. I'm not a baseball fan, but my brother is, and he used to play like little league and stuff. And I remember they had like a metal sign on all the fields that said, please remember these players are kids, the coaches are parents, and the umpires are volunteers.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, those volunteer umpires. Shout out to volunteer umpires and referees everywhere because they take a lot of abuse from
yeah,
people. I'm not saying they always make good calls, but like, come on,
yeah,
they're giving you your time. These professional ones, I think you get a little bit more leeway to criticize. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They're people. I mean, they make
yeah.
mistakes. It is what it is.
Shout out Brandon in the chat, by the way. I saw your message. What's up, man? Um, yeah, because I saw as soon as Gonzaga beat Memphis, everybody on Instagram, of course, was like, uh, you know, refs versus Gonzaga and all that, or whatever, or backwards. You know what I meant? Memphis versus refs,
Yeah,
and then and I was like, y'all people make that excuse every time their team loses, and then I became the hypocrite because like Gonzaga lost, and I was like, there were some bad calls in that game. Because like,
yeah. It's
did you see the one where there was literally two Arkansas? It was, I think, in the second half. It was towards the end of the second half. Literally two Arkansas players hit the ball out of bounds, but there was like a Gonzaga player like a
yeah.
little bit further back, and they were like, "We gotta review this," and it took them like 2 minutes, and everybody watching the game was like, he's nowhere even near the ball. That's clearly off Arkansas.
No, yeah. It's one of those things where like I'll say this, like was I pissed at this comeback in the North Carolina Baylor game? Hell yeah, I was pissed. I was scared to death that their season would be blown. And did I think Manic deserved to be ejected? No, I don't think so. But you could interpret the rule that way and everything. And when I was working at UNC, I got the privilege of being able to every now and then talk to Coach Roy Williams and stuff, and that's one of like the sagest pieces of advice I've ever gotten from a Hall of Fame coach. Is like I asked him because I remember being upset. I felt like they'd played Virginia and they had barely lost, and this was in the like 2018-2019 season when the Virginia won the title that year.
Yeah.
They had DeAndre Hunter, Mamadi Diakite, guys like that. Carolina had Kobe White, Nasir Little, Cam Johnson. They were both really good teams, and they lost by like 4 to Virginia. And down the stretch, there were a couple of questionable calls, and I was just like, how do you bounce back from that? Like feeling like you could have won that game if not for those calls. And he was like, well, that's one way to look at it. He goes, but also,
It's just part of the
like,
game.
we could have won the game with those calls if we'd made our free throws. If
Yeah.
we'd executed on defense the way I wanted. And that's kind of what he said is, officiating, it sucks when it doesn't go your way, but there are always ways to win games despite stuff like that. You've got to have a plan B and a plan C, and it comes down to playing your game, executing well. And if you let the officials' calls get to you, yeah, it will start to affect you like that. So it's just playing with what you're dealt and doing your best to, make it go your way, even if it seems like it's not. So I'll give him credit there. It gave me a different outlook on the game and stuff where, like, hey, I'm going to focus on what I can control, and whatever else happens, we deal with when we come to it.
Yeah.